Hi everyone, it's Alisa Tilsner. I'm a Stampin Up demonstrator in Australia. Today we are going to be looking at a brand new stamp set called Floating and Fluttering, and then I will show you how I've created this fairly simple card and show you how the stamp sets and dies work together. So let's take a look at the stamp set and die first. So it's called Floating and Fluttering, and it is a great one to use the floating frame technique, I think it's called. You know, the one where you pop all the, in this case you would pop all the butterflies up and have everything else flat. So this is it. Let's have a look. Well, I guess we don't really need to have a look at that. It's a photopolymer stamp set and it has got 13 images in it. Now this one, the main one you stamp first, and then you can overlay with the second image into this image was stamped into here, and then you can take it another step further. So it's almost like a 3-step stamp set, and this one here then stamps over the top. So you've got your 1, 2 and your 3, or you can just have your 1 and your 2, or even just your 1 and leave it as that. So we'll take a look at the dies, and the dies are called the fluttering dies. So for this one, let me get that out of the way, we have images that we've got 2 dies to cut out these images. So especially if you are doing the floating frame technique and you want to cut a lot of things out at once, so you can stamp it twice and then cut them out in one go. We have the cutout for the frame, and then we also have individual cutouts. So this one you can cut out this one here individually if you just want individual ones, and he'll also cut that one out. And then we have the leaves that you can cut out individually as well. So the 2 leaves from the main stamp set and then the little one here. And now I'm going to give you a little, I don't know whether it was supposed to happen or whether it was a boo-boo on my half, but I thought that these 2 would go together. I thought that this one was just an embossing die, but I linked them together and they went quite well together. And then I ran them through my cut and emboss machine and I could not get them apart. So I don't know whether they are designed to go together or not. They cut out really, really well together. It may have just been the pressure that had gone on them, but they seem to go together. And then if you do manage to cut them together, you actually get a little frame, and then you get your butterfly as well. So just warning, if you do put them together, you may have a little trouble getting them apart. They obviously did come apart, but anyway, not sure whether they're supposed to go together. One would assume that they go together. I'll have to ask around and find out whether other people have used them together or not, but just a warning just in case. Okay, so now that we've seen them, let's take a look at our card and then I'll get set up. So for our card, minimal pieces again, just a Whisper White thick card base, 10.5 centimeters by 26 and scored and folded at 13. Then we've just got our layering piece, and I've taken this one to have a really small border around the edge of my card front. So this one is actually 10.3 centimeters and this one is 12.8 centimeters. Then we just need a scrap of card to just big enough to cut out our frame, and then also I've used Flirty Flamingo to match the colors that I'm using in my card, and we'll just cut out our butterfly with that. So let me get organized and we'll get started on our card. Okay, I think I'm just going to do, rather than an all over card, I think I might just do down one side just for something a little bit different with this card. So I'm going to be using my Memento black ink, and I have my lovely butterflies all on my block. So just ink that up, and then just randomly I'm going to just stamp down the side, I think. Okay, now we've got so many butterflies here that I am going to have to be changing. I haven't enough blocks for all my butterflies, so I've just got a couple of butterflies set up so far. Now I'm just going to use Daffodil Delight, and I'll use him for the big butterfly, and then we just lay that straight over the top like so, and they're a beautiful perfect match. So simple. I love that you can bring in so much color without coloring in. Okay, and then for the other bold butterfly, I'm doing him in Blushing Bride. Okay, so this image here will line up over our yellow one. I'm going to use the Mango Melody for this one. And you'll see just how this comes to life just by popping on another colour. Now, if you didn't have all of the colours and you just wanted to go a little bit more simple, you can simply stamp off and then stamp off your first colour and then stamp over the top. Hope I got this lined up properly. I can't lean over my image properly. So you can see the difference between the two butterflies, and just having that little bit of an extra image over the top just really brings it out. All right, get them straight. So you could really go wild with your butterflies. Of course, you don't have to have tone on tone. You can have, you know, whatever colours you wanted. Okay, so that was Mango over the top of Daffodil Delight. We're going to do Flamingo over the top of my Blushing Bride. I just love it. Love, love, love. Not normally a big butterfly person, but I'm quite liking these. And then Gorgeous Grape over the top of my Highland Heather. Now this one's a weird shape, so I'm just going to take it off and just let it flow loosely onto my table, and then just pick it up, just so that I know I haven't distorted the shape. Because this one goes into here, and because the image is stamped off, you can't get a real good, this one will show up a lot better. So this one goes like up against his body, like that. Beautiful. And then for my final little bit of stamping, I have got, I'm going to do the leaves. I think we've used nearly every stamp image in this. We need that one, we need that one. Almost all of them. All right, I am going to use Granny Apple Green for this one. And these are lovely as well. They just stamp straight over the top, super easy. Now what you can do if you want, I just did it to add a little bit, is I just brought in my Granny Apple Green blends, and I just added just a little bit of extra to these leaves here, mainly because the butterflies have got that little extra bit, but I haven't got like there's not a design to overstamp onto the leaves, so I just wanted to add a little bit extra. Okay, so next we need our frame, and again, so that I don't distort my frame, because it's photopolymer and you can easily distort it, I'm just going to let it lay in its natural form and then pick it up with my block. Okay, and my memento. Okay, so now we need to bring in our cut and emboss. Now this set of dies works really well with the mini cut and emboss as well, and that will be available live for, not very organised this morning, am I? They will be available for when the catalogue goes live as well. I'm going to be using the beautiful friendship stamp set, and birthdays are the best. So, and then I'm going to use my gorgeous grape, the nice dark purple. And I'm going to stamp it to, oh, did I just smudge that? I will hopefully be able to cover that up. I'm going to stamp it towards the right hand side as best I can, because I want to put my, I'd like to put my butterfly on the left hand side. Okay, I think we are finally at assembly stage. I have to give these a bit of a clean because I'm a bit of a messy stamper. Okay, let's get rid of that so we can just assemble our cards now that we've got all our pieces. So I'm just going to fold my card base in half, give it a good running over with my bone folder. It will help make my card sit nicely on the mantle. Now I'm going to use a little bit of, oh, what is this one called? Purple tricolour ribbon. So this one has got the Highland Heather and the Gorgeous Grape, but it's also got the Purple Posy in it as well. So I'm just going to cut a bit. I'm not going to wrap it around the whole thing. I'm just going to cut a bit off and then find my adhesive. And then just adhere that to the back. Like so. And then I can adhere this whole piece to my card front. Okay, and because it is such a very thin layer, just take your time just so that you know you can get it nice and straight. Okay, we need some dimensionals now. And then what I can do is just come in and slip that under there and then just tie that in a little knot. Like that. And then just trim my tails on a bit of an angle. And then you just run your finger underneath them to sit them in the direction that you want. Okay, and then we have our little butterfly here. So I am looking for something, adhesive. So I'm just going to pop a bit of adhesive just down the spine, because what you can do is just grab your thumbs and just curve up those wings just a little bit. Now he covers my, I don't want him to cover my sentiment completely. And then to finish off, just got some small rhinestones and just going to use them for his body. And there we have it. So there is our second card finished. I'll bring in the first one again, just so that you can see the difference between a full background and a, oh, I can't get that one to sit right. A full background and just a half one, which I think is quite nice as well. So these products will be available in the January to June catalogue, which is this one here. It starts on the 5th of January. So there's just a little sneak peek of it, and you'll be able to purchase them from me if you are in Australia. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment if you wish, and we will see you again in the next video soon. Bye.